available in the Padma Purana. Number 1, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Number 2, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal or to independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. Number 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Number 4, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. Number 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Number 6, to give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. Number 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. Number 8, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, Karma Kanda. Number 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Number 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining the Bhakti Sangha conference call today. Let us move to our next session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who all have joined today in the morning?
Hare Krishna, Susmita Mataji, Dandrat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Priti Dasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Priti Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining the call today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Das from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvind Das Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji, for attending the call today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Shushmita Mataji, sorry, Shamagori Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas College Station.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for attending the call today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sushmita Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Srimad Bhagavatam.
Hare Krishna, Syama Gauri Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for attending the call today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. Yashomati from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yasumati Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the all the chanting and whatever you are doing, Mataji, all glories to all your services. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Shushmita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Aditi Devi Dasi from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for attending the call today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Susmita Mataji. This is Kaumudiki Dasi from Baltimore. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj and all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Kaumudiki Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for attending the call today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Shushmita Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. This is Radha Pyari Devidasi from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Radha Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for attending the call today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Susmita Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Nag.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for attending the call today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shushmita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the assembled devotees.
This is Anita Ramya from Sharjah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji. Antaramya Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for attending the call today. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Is there anyone who wants to introduce themselves? Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are fortunate to have our speaker, His Grace Pran Govind Prabhuji, to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam 6th Canto, 11th chapter, text 21. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for giving your valuable time and association, Prabhuji, and to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now I will hand over the call to you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mother Sushmita Devidasi. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. I would like to sing a song. Oh, Mother. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I'd like to welcome all of you to this beautiful session of transcending ourselves from the material world to spiritual world. And it was displayed by a great Mahabhagavat, Vitrashura. Sounds like Asura, demon, but actually he's a great Mahabhagavat, you all know. But his teachings are almost aligned with Brajabashis. So it's very attractive. That's why every Acharya talks about not so much of Chitraketu, which he was in previous life, but in this life, Vitrasura, how he demonstrated and also helping us actually. Maybe most of you are liberated, but I'm not. So for me, this demonic nature is there, but how he spiritualized. So I thought, I am in conditional life with my family, friends, conditioning of material body. And this song of Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually depicts how we can transfer that, just like Vitrasura did. Indra could not do it. That's a big difference. Even though Indra was a devotee, Shakam Bhakta, you can say. But Vitrasura is a great devotee, and how did he transform? So we can also do this. So maybe you all can sing together. Amar, I don't know the melody, I'm just pick up, just like anyone can sing from the street. Amar balite Prabhu ar kichu nai, tumi amar matra pita bandhu bhai. Amar balite Prabhu আর কিছু নাই, তুমি আমার মাত্র পিতা বন্ধু বন্ধু দ্বারা সুত সুতাম তব দাসিদা শীত সম্বন্ধে সবে আমার প্রয়াস বন্ধু দ্বারা সুত সুতাম তব দাসিদা সেই তো সম্বন্ধে সবে আমার প্রয়াস। ধন জন গৃহদা তোমার বলিয়া রক্ষা করি আমি মাত্র সেবক হইয়া। ধন জন গৃহদার তোমার বলিয়া রক্ষা করিয়া সেবক হইয়া। তোমার কার্যের তরে উপার্জিব ধন তোমার সংসারে করিব বহন। তোমার কার্যের তরে উপার্জিব ধন তোমার সংসার বে করিব বহন। ভালো মন্দ নাহি জানি সেবা মাত্র করি তোমার সংসারে আমি সই প্রহরী। ভালো মন্দ নাহি জানি সেবা মাত্র করি তোমার সংসারে আমি বিষয় প্রহরী। তোমার ইচ্ছায় মোর ইন্দ্রিয় চলনা শ্রবণ দর্শন ঘ্রাণ ভোজন বাসনা। তোমার ইচ্ছায় মোর ইন্দ্রিয় চলনা শ্রবণ দর্শন ঘ্রাণ ভোজন বাসনা। নিজ সুখ লাগি কিছু নাহি করিয়া ভকতি বিনোদ বলে সুখ সার। নিজ সুখ লাগি কিছু নাহি করিয়া ভকতি বিনোদ বলে সুখ সার। আমার বলিতে প্রভু আর কিছু নাই তুমি আমার মাত্র পিতা বন্ধু। প্রভু আর কিছু নাই তুমি আমার মাত্র পিতা বন্ধু। হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে। হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে। হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে। হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে। জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ 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 জয় প্রভুপাদ। গুরুদেব 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 জয় গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব 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 জয় গুরুদেব। Srila Prabhupada, Vishnuvad, Paramahansa Pariparajakacharya, Ashtatara Shata Sri Sima. Srila Bhai Bhakti Vedanta Swami Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ishkan BBT founder Acharya, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnuvad, Paramahansa Pariparajakacharya, Ashtatara Shata Sri Sima. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Gori Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavatam class ki Jai. Samaveta Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Bhakti Japa Sangha Group ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Prabhus and mothers. In this translation, I would like you to help me, but I would like to say something in the beginning so you can take advantage of this song. This is a surrender song. I mean, you all have a family, you all earn money, you have a job, or maybe you retired, whatever state of consciousness you are, but you can relate to this song. First translation says, nothing remains mine, father, mother, brother, you are even those to me. For a lot of devotees, it's very difficult to think Krishna is the father, mother, brother, friend. How can be all? So, day before yesterday, 3 days before, we had Ram Navami. So I would like to just narrate 1 minute, one pastimes. When Lord Ramachandra asked, looking for Sugriv, because everybody in that big festival of Rajya Abhishekam, everybody came and got blessing from Sita Devi and Lord Ramchandra and left. Except one, Sugriv. He's supposed to go back also, where he comes from. So they could not find anywhere. Then Lord Ramchandra says to Sita Devi, what happened to Sugriv? And then Hanumanji is laughing. And now in a serious search, you don't laugh unless you know the secret, what's going on. So then Sita Devi says, I'm not sure. Everybody got the blessing from Kiskinda and everyone, but except Sugriv. So then Lord Ramchandra, of course, Lord Ramchandra knows everything, but at the same time, Jogomaya covers him so he can relish. He says, Sugriv, where you could be and why you're not coming forward when I want to give you blessing. So then Sugriv could not control. He was so emotional. He popped from the behind of Hanumanji. Say, my Lord, why are you calling me? Why not Hanumanji? If Hanumanji also get the blessing, then I'll get. So then Lord Ram called Hanumanji. Hanumanji, come and get blessing and leave. The party is over. The coronation, re-established, recoronated of this Ayodhya, everything is over. Now everybody has to go back where they come from. You know, when you go to festival, and after festival, everybody leaves. The temple is just by Radha Shyam Sundar, and that's it, Pujari, 1 or 2. And then everybody goes back to their house. I mean, you can all relate. Hanumanji said to Lord Ram and Sita, Prabhu, where do you want me to go? I don't have a house. I don't have a brother or father or mother or anybody. Your lotus feet as my father, mother, brother, everything. Where do you want me to go? Take the blessing and go where? Your lotus feet is my everything. Your lotus feet is my father, mother, brother, home, everything. So I cannot just come and go. I'm here. Sugriv says, I want that. I want what Hanumanji has. I don't want to take blessing and go away. So Prabhus and mothers, ask yourself, if you want to really embrace Krishna's lotus feet, Radharani's lotus feet, please help me to read the translation, each different person for each sentence, and try to embrace the lotus feet of Lord Gauranga. Okay, please help.
Nothing remains mine. Father, friend, brother, you are even these to me.
Next.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Number 2, whom I called friends, wives, sons, and daughters are all your servants and maidservants. Whatever care I take for them is only as it relates to you. Thank you.
Beautiful. Next, devotee.
Hare Krishna. If I continue to maintain my well family members, home and wife, it is because they are yours. I am mere servant. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Next, devotee.
Gomati ki Mataji wants to speak. Gomati ki Mataji, please speak, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. For your service, I will earn money and bear the expense of your household. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Next. I know neither good nor bad. I merely serve. I am but a watchman who guards the properties in your household. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Next.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. The exercising of my senses, hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, touching, is done according to your desire.
Very good. Next.
I no longer do anything for my own pleasure. Bhakti Vinod says, your happiness is the essence of everything.
Very good.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, all the Prabhus and mothers. So again, I'd like to welcome all of you to this session of the morning sadhana called Srimad Bhagavatam Shravanam Kirtanam. Today we are going to read and recite 6th canto, 11th chapter, titles The Transcendental Qualities of Vritrasura. And today's verse is 21. Let's see. Mother Sushmita Devi. Okay, good. Thank you. So to have access to Bhagavatam and have the darshan of the Lord in his Sabda Brahma form, let us fold our hand and submit ourselves to Lord Vasudev to bestow his mercy upon our consciousness, because he is the predominating deity of our consciousness. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye. Nasta Prayesu Abhadresu Nitam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangulangayate Girim Jate kripa tamaham bande Sri Guru dinatarinam Sri Chaitanya Isharam Paramananda Madhavam. So this part, the text 21, just to refresh. So while we are reciting this verse or hearing the translation and purport, we will be able to absorb what I remember hearing the recordings. The Brahmaji had hinted that Vishwarup was inclined to the demons. So when Vishwarup saw them miserably defeated by the demigod, he secretly offered oblations into the Jagna on their behalf. And when Indra discovered his disloyalty, he angrily beheaded Vishwarup, but later regretted the act of murdering a Brahmana. So Indra position, it seems like my position also. I did a lot of mistake in life also. And I regret, I do. Did I regret immediately when I did 20 years back or 12 years back? No, but I do regret now, a little late. So it's not that Indra is better. I'm also same category, but I'm trying to get out of that situation. So Indra could counteract the sinful reaction. He instead accepted and shared them amongst the land, water, trees, and women. Now, after that, I'm just refreshing to catch up there. After that, Tasta, his father, performed a sacrifice in which he chanted a mantra to increase the strength of Indra's enemies. The mantra is the same thing we chant also mantra every day. However, was chanted incorrectly and instead caused Indra to be increased in strength. Instead of decreasing, increased in strength. So the sacrifice produced a fierce demon, Ashura. That's why I said Vitra Ashura, Vitra Ashura, Vitta Ashura, of whom Indra was formidable enemy. It's just the opposite. Since the demon covered all the planetary system, he was known as Vritra, or one who covers everything. The demigods, though, attempted to annihilate him. Vritrasura effortlessly swallowed up all their weapons and equipments for fighting. So you can imagine they are frustrated, confused. Seeing no other recourse, the demigod approached Krishna or Supreme Lord Vishnu, knowing that only his guidance would deliver an ultimate solution. So what did Lord do? Lord was not happy. Meeting Krishna is not important. Developing a strong desire to please him through service is important. So they met Lord, you can say, but Lord was not happy seeing their intention to approach him. So Lord regretted that their prayers were not spiritually aimed, but he nevertheless assisted them in killing Vitrasura. He told them to request Dadichi Muni for the bones of his own body, which would be used to create a special thunderbolt weapon to kill Vitrasura. When the demigod approached Dadichi, I hope you all remember, he readily agreed, and understanding the inevitable death of the material body and higher cause that he could serve by making this sacrifice. You can think, very interesting, how magnanimous, noble Dodichi was, just like Prabhupada. When the South Indian Brahman, Mr. Bhattacharya, asked Prabhupada that your body, you are sick, you are really sick because your deity form in Vrindavan temple are there and people are offering their homage, but they are also suffering and they are coming and touching the deity, your murti, and you getting all the bad reaction from these people. And that's causing you tremendous suffering. After everything is over, Prabhupada says, you have anything else to say? Mr. Bhattacharya could not say anything anymore. He said, no. You could tell them that they can do after you leave this world. Prabhupada said, I have appeared here in this world to take people's suffering. Even after I leave this world, those murtis will still act to take their suffering, so they can chant and go back home, back to Godhead. This is Prabhupada, just like Dodichi Muni. So then Dodichi Muni said, this body, he said, is meant for welfare work of others, situating himself in a mystic trance. Similar you will see today, Vitrasura. Dodichi shared his gross body, then engaged his soul at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord Krishna. And his soul, then what happened? With the help of Vishwakarma, the demigod then prepared the thunderbolt from Dodichi's bones. Armed with the thunderbolt weapon, they prepared themselves to fight and mounted the back of elephant. But Dodichi Muni gone to spiritual world. What a wonderful journey. I hope we all are also preparing that way, that our everything used for others' benefit. Then what happened? A great fight ensued. The demigod fought with a great vigor, causing fearful demon to flee, until only Vitrasura, their commander-in-chief, was left on the battlefield. The demon encouraged the demigod to follow dharma, duty, and fight as a proper warrior, after which he valiantly attacked them all. Vitrasura came face to face with Indra and angrily rebuked him for killing Vishwarup, who was a Brahman, a spiritual master, and his brother. Though in the battle with Indra, Vitrasura encouraged him to employ the special thunderbolt and gain victory. That's where this verse, today's verse, falls. So we are going to recite the verse. I hope you all all heard the preview. Of course, you are hearing this every day. You are fully equipped with the two things, Jnana and Vairagya, so that you can grasp and transcend yourself too. So with that note, we are going to see what Vitrasura spoke to Indra. Okay. Yes. Aham, I, samadhaya, fixing firmly, manaha, the mind, jatha, just as, aha, said, now our Shankarshana, Lord Shankarshan, tat charana arabinde, at his lotus feet, twat vajra, of your thunderbolt, ramaha, by the force, lulita, torn, gramma, of material attachment, pasha, the rope, gatim, the destination, mune, of Narad Muni and the other devotees, yami, I shall achieve, apabidha, giving up, lokaha, this material world where one desire all kinds of impermanent things. So now, Sukdev Goswami is speaking, we can also assist in Sukdev Goswami speaking because we are aware of what is Vitrasura speaking to Indra. Aham samadhaya manajathaya naha sankar sanaschat tat charnar binde tvad vajra rama lulito gramma pasho gatim muner yami apavidha lokaha. I would like some devotee to sing, Prabhus and mothers.
Aham samadaya manoyathahana sanskar sanastar tak charan naravinde javad rajaramo lulitagram yalpaso utim munayami apavida lokaha.
Thank you. More?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
Aham samadaya mano yatahana sankarshanastasya ranaravinde tvadvajya ramholulitagramya pasho gatim munir yamya pavidha lokaha. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
Aham samadhaya mano yathahatam sankarshana satcharanar vinde tadvajramho lulitagamya pasho gatim munir yami apavitaloka.
Very good. Thank you, Mata. Anyone else, or we can go to the translation?
Aham samadhai mano yatha naha sankar sanaschat charanar vinde padvajra ramho lulit gamya paso gatim muneryamya pavidaloka.
Very good. Thank you, Prabhu. Translation and purport. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. If possible, Mata, you can go little up. Good. By the force of your thunderbolt, I shall be freed of material bondage and shall give up this body and this world of material desires. Fixing my mind upon the lotus feet of Lord Shankarshana, I shall attain the destination of such great sages as Narada Muni, just as Lord Shankarshana has said. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The word Aham Samadhaya Manaha indicate that most important duty at the time of death is to concentrate one's mind. It's interesting the way Prabhupada purport is so deep. We are trying to control our mind, or we are trying to get rid of the evil part of the mind. And here Prabhupada says is to concentrate one's mind. If one can fix his mind on the lotus feet of Krishna, Vishnu, Shankarshana, or any Vishnu Murti, his life will be successful. To be killed while fixing his mind at the lotus feet of Shankarshana, Vitrasura asked Indra to release his Vajra or thunderbolt. He was destined, it's interesting, he was destined to be killed by the thunderbolt given by Lord Vishnu. So it's not only Vitrasura, actually we all are destined. At certain time, this body will be dropped. There was no question of its being baffled. Therefore, Vitrasura requested Indra to release the thunderbolt immediately. And he prepared himself by fixing his mind at the lotus feet of Krishna. A devotee is always ready to give up his material body, which is described herein as Gramma Pasha, the rope of material attachment. The body is not at all good. It is simply a cause of bondage to the material world. Unfortunately, even though the body is destined for destruction, fools and rascals invest all their faith in the body and are never eager to return home back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Shapadantikam Bande Aham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakha Nitangsha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschata Deshatarine Vancha kalpataruvesya kripa sindhubhaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, Prabhus and mothers, we are all at the verge of dying or death. Death can be a joyful journey. Just like when you want to go on a vacation to Vrindavan or Mayapur, you're getting in the car is exciting because you're going to really relax and dive into spiritual journey. This is what Vitrasura is experiencing. And those who are not devotee, those who are not prepared, for them, death can be scary. Now, why death is scary? Because it's unknown. Nobody knows what will happen after. Will I lose my consciousness? Where am I heading? So many that they will not be aware what happened itself is fearful. But Vitrasura is joyfully enjoying this death. He's inviting, come on, Indra, come, come, come. You're supposed to do your job. Indra heard it. What did he hear? He heard a great Mahabhagavat, more than him. So much love and devotion towards Supreme Lord Krishna. In this verse, very interestingly, Prabhupada put, we have to absorb our mind. Can you think of Krishna without your mind? I'm asking a question to the audience. Think, is it possible? What is mind? What is mind made of? What is the function of the mind? We should be fully aware. At the time of death, what Vitrasura is expressing in last few verses and next few verses more are very important also. Two things he is doing: negative investment and positive investment. Because in this world, everybody comes out of two reasons. Ichcha desha samuttena dandamohena bharata sarva bhutani sammuhat sarge janti parantapa. Sarge janti means they come. Sarga here means the entering into creation, because they have either ichcha, they want to enjoy material world, or as a reaction of previous bad action. But in Vitrasura's case, he is fully prepared. Why? Number one reason we see in this part of the Vitrasura's approach to death: emotional investment. Prabhus and mothers, please remember this. Where are you? Ask this question. Where are you? You can detect by checking where emotions are directed. If your emotion, feelings are directed towards enjoyment of this world, you are karmi. I can be in front of the deity in the temple and dying, doesn't mean I'll go back home, back to God. It is our consciousness what connects and takes us back home, back to God. Soul doesn't go. Even a karmi soul, even a bugs or beast or even other human being, non-devotees, when they die, it's not like they just go. They are being taken. There's a big difference. They are being taken. No soul can just go anywhere. Where there's a Jamaraja, Jamadutas or Sargavasi, everything is has a career. Even to go to Vaikuntha or spiritual world, we will be carried. So if emotion, direction are towards the attachment of this world, we are going to take birth, forced to take birth, no doubt in it. If emotion is directed, I don't like material world, I hate this existence, you will be outside the material world, but not in spiritual world. You will be stuck in the middle border. And if your emotion is directed towards pleasing Krishna, you will enter into spiritual domain. So when you look at these few verses, today's verse, tomorrow, this whole week verses, you'll see that how much emotional investment Vritrasura did. Before leaving this body, he did 4 things. Same thing Prabhupada did. He appreciated the Lord's mercy. In few verses from now, you will see those verses. Aham hare tava padaika mola dasana dasa bhavitasmi bhuya. He was appreciating, he was glorifying Lord, he was appreciating the devotees, and he was appreciating that devotional service. 2 things. Even today's verse we see. Subordination, I think last class I mentioned that. Subordination and intense desire to serve the Lord. The second point, he has no regret. He said, I don't want. No nakoprestam, no paramayastam, no sarvabhoma rasadipattam. I do not want this. I am fine without any of this material facility. These are required. These are required for each of us. These are very wonderful, this chapter actually. And then third, he is advising to the demon children. I'm sure you are here hearing the class few days back, whoever gave class, I'm sure wonderfully explained. Even Vritrasura told the demons, hey, why are you running away? Why are you running away? What is your purpose? What purpose drives your life? You want to enjoy heaven? Dive into it. If you cannot kill the demigod, if you die, that death will promote you to enter into heaven. And if you win, you enjoy the heaven. Which way you lost? No way. You die in the battlefield, you will take birth in heaven. You conquer the demigod, then you enjoy. Both way you enjoy. But running away, you are deprived of that. Even for the materialistic, Vritrasura is so kind. And today's verse, how he is kind to Indra and the demigod. Hey, if you don't have any material desire, come and stand in front of me. Of course, that would be devotee. Pure devotee would not even fight. Vritrasura would not kill him. But nobody came, no demigod came. Why? Because they do have a desire. Even though they are Krishna's representative, Adhikrita Das. In Rupa Goswami Pad writes, Adhikrita Das, all the demigods headed by Brahma. But they do have a desire to enjoy material sense enjoyment. So, third is Vritrasura. He forgave himself and forgave everybody else. He's also asking forgiveness from everybody. Srila Prabhupada did the same thing. I mentioned this before. Prabhus and mothers, if we do these 4 things, you are qualified to enter into Golok Vrindavan today or any day when death comes. So with that note, I just ask a question. Are you maker of your destiny towards Golok Vrindavan? Or you think your process, some or other, your Guru's mercy, your process, some way or other, it will happen that you will all of a sudden open your eyes and you will see you are in Golok Vrindavan. Ask yourself. I ask this question. If I plant a mango, when will I drink coconut water from that tree? If I plant a mango seed, someday it will turn into coconut and then I'll drink coconut water. Well, the answer is it will never happen. We have to be aware what purpose drives. Previously, I don't know if I did show you a PowerPoint a slide, very quick. Let's see, 8 o'clock. Yeah, we have time. I'm going to show you. So I'm going to, today is a Sunday. In a community where I am, I intervene in devotee's life. Majority likes it. Some people get a little nervous, but I ask, what purpose drives your life? Do you come every Sunday? Feast? Say yes. What about rest of the week? Oh, I have to work. I say, yeah. Are you chanting? Or I go to Sunday. What if you die on Saturday? You will not think of Krishna. Are you chanting every day? These are the questions we need to ask ourselves. So my question is, what purpose drives your life? Maybe you can ask yourself. In our college, I am a student, also I am a teacher there. So I make this. Is that visible? Is that everybody can see it?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Can someone help me to read this, please?
The purpose of the Krishna conscious movement to bring people from ignorance to bliss. At least 10% of population become Krishna consciousness, there is guarantee peace in the world, because Ekas Chandra, we do not require many moons in the sky. Only one moon is sufficient to drive away the darkness. Janaki Pandit says, it is better to have a qualified sun than to have hundreds of fools. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 20.124 to 125.
Very good. So it's very nice. Srila Prabhupada's mercy, he said 10% people. I think we have a 7 billion or 8 billion, I'm not sure. If we can make 10% Krishna consciousness, the world will be at least in a position where everybody will have access to go back to God. Thank you, Mata. So our life should be purpose-driven, Prabhus and mothers. Today I'm just going to show very quick. So I am asking you, is your life purpose-driven or is driven by something else? This idea comes from practical analysis that there are some devotees, they only come to Ratha Jatra. They live little far, 2 hours from now, but they don't have a exactly purpose-driven, but they are Hare Krishna devotee, but they only come for the festivals. Other days, they're busy doing their own things. In tradition, we see in this world, people's life are purpose-driven. No, they are driven by other tradition. Some people's life is driven by personalities. Even within ISKCON, we'll see, when one big sannyasi or big preacher is around, many devotee comes from somewhere. When that person leaves, goes away, that part of the crowd also disappear until next 6 months later when that personality again shows up. They show up. Some people's life are driven by finances. Once I have the enough money and enough, paid off the mortgage and everything, then Prabhu, I will become Krishna conscious more seriously. Some people's life is driven by the festivals. Haribol, Janmashtami, oh, it's a Sunday feast. Everybody's coming. Very good. I'm not against this. Please, Prabhus and mothers, don't misunderstand. I'm saying these are all good. But our life should be directed, purpose-driven. That every moment, for that purpose, we come to Sunday feast. For that purpose, we come to Ratha Jatra. For that purpose, we are chanting every day. There has to be clear-cut, purpose-driven life. This is what Prabhupada wants. Also driven by temple, buildings. Whenever there's a new temple, everybody's come. Yes, Prabhu, I give donation to TOBP. That's very nice. Are you chanting every day? Well, I try sometime. I said, but TOBP will not save you only. It will give you some spiritual benefit, but you have to save yourself. You have to chant every day. You have to follow the regulative principles. Or at least start somewhere, 2 rounds, at least keep on growing. It should not be driven by some building or temple construction, which is good, but that's not our purpose only. Some are purpose driven by big festivals. Sure, all over the world is like this. Some are driven by this seminar. Hey, that Prabhu is coming. Oh, a lot of people come in Alachua, the school building. They come, it's packed. They want to hear the seminar, why people suffer, the cause of suffering. Because they are suffering, so they need. They come. After 3 days, the seminar is over. They also disappear. There are many seekers in life. One senior devotee, Prabhupada's disciple, very nice devotee. I won't say their name because I love them, actually, both husband and wife. He said, Pran Govind, I was in Vrindavan for 3 months. I say, wow, very nice. What did you do? Chanting 64 rounds every day, both. I said, wonderful, wonderful. Can you maintain that? He said, that's my question. Now, I cannot even finish 16 rounds. It's so hard. It is not should be place or circumstances. It is our purpose-driven life will take us Golok Vrindavan, not places or circumstances. Yes, they help. I'm not saying they don't. Somebody chanting for a few hours. Do you know what is the ultimate goal? I'm not sure. Krishna Prem. What is Krishna Prem? Would you like to do some service? Well, I have to go doing this, that. Would you like to do at least some service once a month or once a week, something? I will think about it. So what do we say? Sometime we want to just practice or shoot an arrow. And when the challenge comes, am I shooting to the ultimate goal? Well, I'll make it. How will you make it? You first shoot the arrow and then you make the target. Circle by some red paint. And then it will be proven. Look, I actually did hit the target. I hope somebody got that clear. It's easy. First you shoot the arrow, then you just take the paintbrush and make a little circle that your life was purpose-driven. I'm not talking about that kind of. Prabhupada wants us purpose-driven life. Prabhupada said, my Guru Maharaj, he said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a vision. My Guru Maharaj had a mission. And I have the same mission. If you all can adopt that mission, your life will be successful. So it is purpose-driven, very clear. In our spiritual journey, if we have our wonderful balance, healthy lifestyle, whatever situation you are, if you do all the limbs of bhakti, what is minimum required, then you will spiritually grow. If you do not spiritually grow, if you are not growing, then you are dying. But life is for growth. Life is not for dying. If every parts of the body functions properly, Prabhupada says, body will be healthy and keep growing. You will be maintained. Even you are old, if all the parts are functioning, you will be still okay. Similarly, if our spiritually everything is balanced, our mind, body, and the soul, body eventually will fade, mind will dissolve. Jarati asu jakusam nirginam manalo jata. But soul will have a balanced life. ISKCON is Lord Krishna's and Prabhupada's body. Can someone help me to read this, please?
A purpose-driven
Hare Krishna.
yatra. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Mother.
Go ahead.
Okay. A purpose-driven yatra is driven by the purposes Lord Krishna gave. They are eternal and can be applied everywhere. These purposes are applied in the sequence he gave them. Each purpose is in balance with the other purposes, unity in diversity. The purposes systematically engage devotees in pure devotional service to develop their Krishna consciousness.
Thank you, Prabhu. This is very important, Prabhus and mothers, what we just read. This is Prabhupada's beautiful contribution. Lord Krishna's purpose are in Srila Prabhupada's books. Prabhupada clearly explained this. I think this part I did explain this slide, this particular slide before, that we should be doing 5 things every day right in front of our forehead all the time. Am I aware of Krishna? I have a work. Yes, that work is for what? You have to connect to Krishna. For my family, no, it's Krishna's family under your care. You shift the ownership. You still maintain the family, but as a lover of Krishna, then it will uplift your consciousness, everybody's consciousness, and family member will feel the presence of Krishna through you. You have to become devotee. How do you become devotee? Exhibit this. Bow down to his lotus feet. Worship. Offer the food. That's how you serve. Always be careful in your communication with the family member, with the relative, parents, everybody. What did Prabhupada say? Communication? He says, you have to present in such a manner that they should respond positively. They will see Krishna through you. Each of us are the media that family member or relatives and friend will see Krishna. In this world, people don't know Krishna. In India, people heard about Krishna, but they're lazy. They are sleeping. Now they are waking up through ISKCON. But before, when Prabhupada left, Prabhupada said they were sleeping. They heard. They're pretending sleeping. Sorry, not sleeping. Pretending sleeping. Therefore, they never understand Krishna Tattva. They never wake up. Then serve him. Surrender to him. Every day we should focus on the surrender. And this way you share the knowledge. Even chanting loudly in the house, not screamingly, like loud enough to hear. It gives an impression. Like Prabhupada remembers how his father every day would worship the Lord. Even he's late with his business, middle of the night, Prabhupada says that he would hear the ringing bell, and it attracted him so much that he would never forget. These are subtle impressions. Prabhus and mothers, when you chant in your house, you don't know how many people actually getting affected. You may not see them, or nobody told you at that time, but it has a big impact. Rupa Goswami Pad gave us the strategic planning. We should figure it out where we are where we need to go and how we are going to go. Okay, with that note, I'm going to stop here. Any question on this? If not, I'll go to the purport today's.
Prabhu, I had a question.
Yes, Prabhu. Oh, Pandit Sivas Prabhu, nice to hear from you.
Prabhu, would you mind talking a little bit about Shraddha? So in the last slide which you showed, you had Shraddha as the beginning of that process by Srila Rupa Goswami. So how does one have like the minimum Shraddha?
Minimum
and how does one enhance one's Shraddha through the journey?
Very nice question, Prabhu. So if you, when you have time, you can look at Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text 10. I'm just giving some reference and then I'll discuss a little bit about Shraddha. Shraddha, because the word Shraddha has a very interesting connotation. We think the faith comes only from the association of devotees. Faith comes only from guru or advanced devotee. But that's not true. That is not true. Faith comes from two sources. First of all, as you say, Shraddha. Shraddha, why Shraddha is needed, first of all. Then we'll discuss what is Shraddha. Shraddha actually built a bridge between where you are, where am I, a tiny insignificant soul trying to cross this material ocean to go to spiritual world and serve there. It's like an unimaginable distance. But faith, Shraddha, is so powerful. It can actually build a bridge from here, where I am, to the lotus feet of Krishna and Golok Vrindavan, and I can, through the faith, I will be able to walk through that bridge and enter into the house of Krishna. So faith is very powerful. There's no question. In Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songbook, I remember, faith he also described as a Vishwasa Palan. Vishwasa Palan, a maintaining faith, maintaining belief. So Shraddha means you have to maintain a belief, not that it will be automatically in the consciousness or in me. I have to maintain, maintain means every day I have to endeavor, I have to cultivate. I have to maintain a belief. Avishya Rakshibe Krishna Vishwasa Palan. Avishya Rakshibe Krishna. Krishna will protect me. When? When I have that faith. Or when I'll have that faith. No. I have to maintain that faith. Then Krishna will reciprocate. It's very interesting the way Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained. So, when we say faith, is it a matter of choice or it is a matter of grace? Is it something given by the Prabhupada or Guru Vargas, pure devotees, or is that faith something chosen by me or us? It is both. In 7th chapter Bhagavad Gita, text 21, yo yam yam tanum bhakta sraddhaya architam ichchati. Ichchati means desire. If you desire, Shraddha Archita Ichchati. If you desire to worship me, worship any demigod or worship anything, anybody, Tasya Tasya Achalam. Achalam means non-moving, means fixed faith. Vidadami aham. I will give you faith if you strongly desire. Why I mentioned 4.10? Because 4.10 in the purport, Prabhupada put that sloka by Rupa Goswami Pad, Ado Saddha Tata Sadhu Sangha. But Shraddha, he does not translate as a faith. He translates as, I'm paraphrasing what I remember, a preliminary desire for self-realization. That means I have to have a desire. I want to go back home. I want to know who I am, who is God. I have to have this desire. Then bhakti will start. Of course, we say that without meeting a devotee, bhaktistu bhagavad bhakta sangyana parijayate satsanga prapate pumbit sukriti purva sanchite. That yes, even to meet pure devotee or come to Krishna consciousness, you have to have some sukriti. We hear this. Now tell me, I'm asking a question to all of you and Pandit Srivas Prabhu also. This homeless guy, he wanted to go to toilet, but he could not find, the Hare Krishna temple was nearby in New York, and you all know that story, you probably heard it 1,000 times because everybody used that. It's a very dramatic story. The homeless guy had no idea Prabhupada or Hare Krishna. He just wanted to use the toilet because it was a public place. So he went inside, he found no toilet paper. He went back. He had a few penny. He was not a rich, he's a homeless guy. He bought a toilet paper and he walked all the way, put the toilet paper there, used the bathroom and walked out. And Prabhupada noticed. Whether other devotee noticed or not, I don't know. I mean, nobody spoke about it, but Prabhupada did speak in the class. He said, just like this man put a toilet paper in the toilet, in the bathroom, it's for use by the devotees and those seekers. He already has bhakti, faith. Now he says, how this bhakti faith? He did not, because he wanted to serve. He was not thinking, I'm doing for bhakti, for pleasing Krishna, for the devotee, but just that accidentally, you may say, it happened, but his faith already started. So in this case, his intention to put a toilet paper in the bathroom, and it was used by the devotees, so he got faith. Next life, or even in this life, I don't know, he will start chanting, going back home, back to Godhead. So faith is a matter of human choice. But along with that, faith is also a gift. Faith is the result of grace. I also remember 1.2.21 in Bhagavatam, you will see Prabhu, a beautiful verse. It says that we continue devotional service, then 3 ways supposed to be bhakti or the progression can be jeopardized, or our progress in bhakti can be disrupted by 3 ways. This is in 4th chapter 40 sloka. It says, Ajnanascha saddadhanascha samsaya atma vinashyati. Samsaya atma, the doubt can actually destroy our bhakti. But in that verse, it says, if somebody continue chanting or serving, his doubt will go away. And our faith will become rock solid, that verse says. So sometimes we get some insight by which all our doubts will be removed. And our faith will become solid. It happened to me. That's why I'm saying. And it can happen either suddenly or in a gradual process. So faith is a matter of our choice, and or it can be also grace. But there is a little keynote I always say. For grace, I want mercy from Pandit Srivas Prabhu. He's a very advanced devotee. To get his mercy, I cannot demand. I mean, I can ask bad, but he may choose not to give. So I have to wait. But we can work on our choice right now. I want to advance. I want to go back home. I want to serve. This choice we are making, also Krishna says he will give faith. So faith we get knowledge, and knowledge gives more faith. So this way we go. And this is a shorter version. Is that okay, Pandit Srivas Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. I was also wondering, since you called out the other Shraddha shlokas, translation in the purport, where it would start with desire. Do you believe that there is a genesis to the desire, or does that desire just happen, automatically? Is there a factor that causes that desire?
Desire, according to 2.62 Bhagavad Gita, Dheyato Vishayan Pungsha Sangaste Shupajayate Sangat Sanjayate Jayate Kamat. Desire comes from the soul, but by contemplation with the material things, material desire comes. But at the same note, we should be very alert. The attraction does not come from the desire. Attraction comes from the impression from previous life or our upbringing. Two ways we get the impression. Adhunik Sanskar and Purva Sanskar. Purva Sanskar means many life we are carrying this impression. Adhunik Sanskar means in this life, how I grow up, what kind of impression I got. So impression gives a attraction. Then contemplating on that attractive things, we develop desire. They're very fine line, but at the same time, there are differences. There are differences. Like for an example, today's verse talks about the mind. But if we really, what's his name? Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, this 24 advice. And I was investigating one time, when did he speak this, where did he speak? He gives a very interesting idea. He said that the first desire, the idea, he also considered desire as an idea. He said the idea is first. And then the movement of the mind. Then the body follows or senses follows. And if you really go deeper within you, actually it's so true. The idea comes first. The desire comes first. And desire, when desire comes, desire generally, desire always comes from the soul, but it passes through the two other filter. So when desire comes, then you have a way to detect. This is from 6th chapter, 8th sloka, Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Kudastha Vijitendriya. That you can detect, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur commentary, if I recall. He says, where this desire coming from? Is this coming from the physical body? If it is coming from the physical body, and if I contemplate, it will create more strong desire, and then mind will follow. Helplessly, mind will follow. And when mind follows, you will commit that, whatever it is, good or bad. Nothing happens. Body never does anything unless mind is driving. And mind cannot or does not or will not act unless the desire is invaded there. So let's go back. When desire comes from the soul, but it can filter through mind and the physical senses. So when it comes, when we detect it's coming from the physical, and we contemplate, we think where it's coming from, it's coming from the mind. For an example, I don't like this temple atmosphere. Oh, it's too much. Now, if I contemplate like this, why I don't like, why I don't like, why I don't like, I'll be committing offense. Can I see at the end of this contemplation? Yes, I will be suffering. Pran Govind Das will be disturbed in his mind. I can be in front of Krishna, but mind will be disturbed because some impression I put it before. So knowing the future, I can cut it off right now with the intelligence. Srila Prabhupada said that intelligence means that which kills the desire before it turns into action. What a beautiful definition Prabhupada gave. I mean, he didn't say definition, but I take it that way. He said the intelligence means that which kills the desire before it turns into action. Now, another desire came. Oh, this person is so handsome or so beautiful. Or this ice cream is so tasty. Oh my God. I wish I could eat more ice cream. I'm thinking, contemplating. I'm actually creating an impression. And at the moment of death, if I die at that moment, the ice cream will pop in front of me, even though I chanted for many years. Yes, Krishna is merciful. Some of you will be thinking, oh, Krishna will remind you. Prabhus and mothers, come to the scientific way first. Yes, what Krishna will do. I don't have any control on that. It is up to Krishna. But what I can control, I'm discussing that. So if I develop attraction to the prasadam is one thing. Developing ice cream taste is another thing. But if I know that this unnecessary thriving in my mind, contemplating this is not necessary, I want to cut it off because I don't want that kind of impression staging within me. Then I'll not suffer for that. All the suffering coming from our focus on that object, not the location or situation or circumstances. It is our focusing our consciousness absorbed there. That's what caused the biggest problem. So this is a shorter version, Pandit Srivas Prabhu. How the desire and then also feeling, Prabhu. Feeling also, that verse explained that when feeling comes. I love Pandit Srivas Prabhu. Why? Because he's always inquisitive and is very thorough in his understanding. Okay, if I glorify a devotee, where it will take me? Well, glorifying devotee, pleasing Krishna. Krishna says this. Tomorrow Hriday Govinda Vishram. So Krishna is resting in the heart of Vaishnavas. Vaishnavero avedane Krishna dayamai ehena pamarapati haivena sadai. If Vaishnava appeal for me, Krishna will grant it. Otherwise, my appeal will not work. But Vaishnava appeals for me, so therefore we serve Vaishnava. So if I contemplate on a devotee, that how merciful the devotees are, where it will take me? To Krishna. Do I want to go to Krishna? Yes. Then this is good feeling. So we have a capacity to direct our feeling and desire. But we have to detect where it's coming from. More important, where it will take us. And this way we can make our journey all the way to Golok Vrindavan very peacefully. But it's not easy. It's easy to say, but it's not easy because constantly we have to do it. And Prabhupada was very alert. All the time he was alert. This is what the beauty is. Prabhu's and mother, once you keep on practicing, you'll see it becomes very easy. It's not difficult. Is that okay, Pandit Prabhu? Pandit Srivas.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I now have a deeper desire to continue to hear from you. Thank you.
Oh, Krishna. Any other question? Otherwise, I was going to show a PPT, another PPT, small PPT. Okay, no one else. I will go. Let's see if I can finish it in 2-3 minutes. Okay. So today's verse, Prabhupada talks about absorption of the mind, where we are going to go. So I'm going to show very quick. This is the verse 3:26:32. How did you come to the material conception, material condition, and how you're going to get out of it? Only one way. You have to, you have to create the Sabda Brahma. By the sound vibration, you got conditioned, and by sound vibration, you will be liberated. Now, you want to go to Krishna, is not enough, because Krishna also owns this material world. Everything is within Krishna. Krishna ek sarvasya, Krishna sarvadam, Krishna swaide sarva vishwara vishna. The entire material, spiritual, everything is within Krishna. So it is not Krishna we need. We have to be very specific what we need. So you think what we need. The beginning, the mistake is that we misuse free will. I'm sure I've shown this slide many times, this part, that we misuse the free will. And this is from 6.12.11. Also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, those reference I gave, that we made a choice. Also, we have to make a choice now to be not under Krishna, but to under Krishna's internal potency, very specific. Because everything, both are Krishna's energy. So we have to be Krishna's, under Krishna's internal potency. And internal potency means under pure devotee's guidance. And this is the route, how we came to this material world, misuse free will, got attracted by the allure of illusory energy. I'm sure some of you saw this before, but we spend little, but with the reference, so that our understanding is very clear. And now we have to develop desire to go back, same way. So now Prabhupada put today's purport that how our absorption, our engagement mind to Krishna will take us back home. Well, first of all, where the mind come from, I just gave a little sequence, like the first was the seed, then the Kala. Kala here, Kala is not only time, Kala is actually Lord Shiva. In the material world, Kala is time, is actually Lord Shiva, who unites with the material nature, Shiva Parvati, and create this subtle body. Of course, I don't know if you can see that the bottom is gross body. You have this 16 demigods connected with this body, and then subtle body you have also. But originally, how everything started from the super soul, and then to desire glands, and then halo of the glands is Shiva, Shambhu, unites with the material nature. Why I brought this? Because your impression to desire is the root cause of sense enjoyment. Now again back, the desire to please the Lord through service will be the cause going back. So is it very easy to get out of the sense enjoyment? No, the origin desire has to be given up. How do you give up? By understanding systematically how you are buried, buried like a layer after layer after layer. Yeah, the soul is actually buried. Rupa Goswami Pad says, Anna vilashita shunyam jnana karma anabritam. Abritam means covered, jnana karma yoga, etc. Means so many, layer after layer after layer, the soul is covered. He did not say destroy it. Well, you cannot destroy, you are undercover. But the connection through Guru to spiritual domain, internal potencies influence, we can uncover it. Uncover in a sense, you cannot get rid of everything. You don't want to get rid of everything. You want to spiritualize everything. That's the only way you can get out of it. So you have to have a knowledge, you have an emotion, you have an energy, you have a physical body, you have to engage all of them. And that's how the three modes works. I'm sure you all are familiar with the three modes. Because of the time, I'm just going forward. Difference between the brain and the mind. One is visible, one you can measure, touch, but other you cannot. Subtle body is made of, in this chapter, I hope you all understand. Generally, we think subtle body, when you think of mind, subtle body, we think mind, intelligence, and ego. No, not only that. There's actually 16 elements. It's in Bhagavatam, you can read. 16 elements made in the dream. You see another, I see Pran Govind Das is doing this. Then when I wake up, I say, oh, I went another place, because that body is also real. Subtle body is real. It's made of 16 elements, just like physical body. And this is a wonderful explanation in 6th chapter 34 verse. Prabhupada explained this, how the mind operates with the senses. Now in this scenario, what we understand, the passenger is the soul, the driver is the intelligent, and driver has a connection with the brain, which is mind. So you can put it like this: if you don't use the intelligence, you can never control the mind. Don't try to control Maya. You'll never be able to. Take shelter of Krishna, Krishna will control Maya. You take shelter of intelligence, intelligence will control the mind, and mind will control the senses. This is how scientifically proven. Otherwise, and if you don't, Maya is so thrown, just like water. If there is one little hole in your thinking or in your consciousness, Maya will just enter through. Prabhus and mothers, I'm not trying to scare you. Can somebody read this very quick?
Hare Krishna.
Someone? Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Everything has an original cause or seed. For any idea, program, plan, or device, there is first of all the contemplation of the plan, and that is called the bija or seed. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 19.152 purport. Hare
Very
Krishna.
good. That means we have to contemplate. If we do not contemplate, how to go back? Am I advancing? Where am I? What is the advancement? How far did I achieve? If we do not contemplate, we will not be there. It will not happen automatically. Bhakti is not automatic. That's my point. Bhakti is not automatic. We really have to learn how to measure our progress, where we are. Three things supposed to be changing immediately. Your identity. First is identity, and identity comes from where? Oh, before I was Indian, I was a businessman, I am a man. Now I am Das, servant, Pran Govind Das. And I have a faith, I have a culture. I hang around with those devotees who are also in the same. So this identity change, association. All the devotees that I'm hanging around, are they also eager to go back home in this life? Or they just want a comfort life in Krishna consciousness? Or they really want to make this life is the only life to go back home? They will dedicate for that. I don't know. You ask, you hang around your association, see if they are same mentality. If not, change. Sajatiya, sasnigde sadhu sangha satavare. Rupa Goswami Pad says, don't be surprised if you find a new friend and you lost your old friend. Because progression means elimination and selection. New selection, new elimination. You will have a new friend, old friend may disappear. It's okay. You keep on growing. That's how it is. So it is very important. What do you like to see 10 years from now, 5 years from now? Where do you want to go 1 year from now in spiritual path? Ask yourself, why do you exist? What is your mission? These are very important. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna asked this question to Arjuna, and Arjuna was bewildered, and Krishna addressed that if you do two things, practice and detachment, Asamsaya Mahabahu Mano Durnigraha Chalam. Then the next line he says, Abhashena tu kunte vairagyana cha grijyate. If you develop everything, engage in relation to me, then you will come back to me. But still we need to find out how far did we come. So I'll end here. Prabhus and mothers, our connection to hearing Bhagavatam chanting is with Krishna is both constitutional and cognitional. But constitutional you cannot force right now, it will manifest. But cognitional means you can actually be aware right now. Am I thinking of Krishna? Am I investing today in Krishna consciousness? Am I progressing? This is required. Okay. Anyone has any takeaway or any questions? I'm
Krishna
getting
Prabhuji.
little, Mother
Yeah.
Shushmita Devi, I'm getting little better. I'm always late, but nowadays I'm thinking I have to stop. I have to stop.
No,
So
Prabhu. Thank you so much. Dear devotees, if anyone have any questions or realization, please go ahead.
Prabhu, I love the aspect of contemplation, and this goes back into, the whole aspect of having a strategic plan, even for one's spiritual journey. And I also like the way you said that this is an ongoing endeavor. It is not that you make a plan once or contemplate once and then that is it. You have to constantly or periodically keep going back and introspecting and revising and again contemplating. So you really realize where you are and where you need to go and what you have to do to get there.
very good. Thank you, Prabhu. I knew you are very thoughtful and you pay attention. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. I have the understanding that faith, Shraddha, means, or not that it means, is a mercy, a blessing. Is that the understanding that I'm getting?
Faith, I have mentioned that when we say we have faith, is it a matter of choice or is it a matter of grace? My question was that way. How Pandit Srivas Prabhu asked. So I asked the reverse question. Then we discussed that faith is both. Faith is by the association of Guru and senior devotees. Faith is also my choice. But something we cannot force others to bestow the mercy or faith now. But as far the choice goes, you can start developing today. I want to go back home. I want to serve. Because Bhagavad Gita 7.21, Krishna did say, if you have a desire to go back, if you have a desire to serve a God, I will give you faith. So that means something within me, within my capacity, desire to serve. Is that clear, Mother?
Jai Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Jai. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. In chat, Jyoti Mataji is saying, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have one thing to say. My father left body last month. I said sorry from bottom of my heart just for few minutes before he left. I am grateful to you for teaching me value of asking forgiveness, even though there was no mistake. Eternally grateful. There was peaceful sharing and satisfaction in heart. I said, forgive all of us. We all are fallen impure.
Very nice. I'm very proud of you, Mother, that you did that.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. I don't see any hand raise. So with your permission, can we end the call here, Prabhu?
Yes.
Oh, I can see Jyoti Mataji is raising her hand.
Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam Mataji. Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I'm really eternally grateful to you. Thank you so much for sharing about how the Srila Prabhupada left his body and he was asking forgiveness and he taught that in his action. You shared that and it happened practically in my life that it was a very simple conversation happening with my father. And I just went in the kitchen to just close down the gas and he just fall from the chair and he left his body. So there was no last minute conversation as such, but what we shared was eternally a blessing. Thank you so much for sharing all your powerful teachings. I have asked 2 questions in the chat. There are some constraints in the house and there is some different minds. So I'm unable to understand how to go ahead with the teachings that I get from Bhakti Sangha and about sometimes I feel that it's better to be silent and share their freedom instead of imposing my views or making them aware. So I don't know how to increase my faith so that they feel that there is necessity of Krishna in their life, because the sense gratification is so high that they think that this is like wasting a life like a fool. So could you please share your views on teachings on this? Hare Krishna.
I'm sure you have experienced how the mothers actually takes care mischievous child. I saw that many times. The child doesn't want to take the medicine or child doesn't want to cooperate with mother to go somewhere she need to go, but the child said no. Then mother tricks the child. Look, I have a new candy. Say, oh yeah, what is made of? Look at you, taste it in your tongue little bit, and the child likes it. But actually she gave the bitter medicine coated with the candy and child likes it. Now child got but without the coating, would be very difficult for a child to take the bitter medicine. No children likes bitter medicine. Even grown-ups sometimes don't like it. What to talk about children? So in that case, you are Mother Jyoti, you are very advancing soul in this Krishna consciousness. You have to act like a mother for the whole family, friends you have. You have to create an atmosphere where they will see that they are getting benefited by you. And if you pray, I will pray for you too. You pray to the Lord, Nityananda Prabhu or Lord Krishna, to guide you from within. You can pray, my Lord, I want to be an instrument of your grace to my family friends. The people I care, I want them to come to you, but I don't know how. You will be surprised. Mystically, Krishna will give you intelligence to guide each person. Try it. And then you tell me. It works for me with many devotees. I learned this from Radhanath Maharaj, my spiritual mentor. He also prays like that, to be instrument of his grace. So when you pray, then the Lord will, and sometimes even if you disappoint yourself, like Giriraj Maharaj say a story wonderfully. He said he was trying to make this Indian man in Bombay a life member, early days. So he went one day, he saw the member, the rich man inside, but his secretary said, oh no, he's very busy. Okay, he comes back. He goes again next week. Then he noticed that the rich man is inside the office, but the front clerk, or what he call office clerk, secretary says, he's not, Babu is not here. So Maharaj said, how can you do like this? On the third time, he got disappointed. So he came back and was kind of not feeling well. I tried so hard to make this man little taste of Krishna consciousness, get some books, give some donation, and it didn't work. So he was a little bit kind of under feeling good. Then what happened? Prabhupada noticed. Giriraj Maharaj told this to me directly in Mayapur in early 80s when he used to come. He would sit on a nice godi. Godi means like a bolster and in a life membership office in guest house. And so Maharaj said, Prabhupada says, are you okay? He said, no, Prabhupada. He said, why? He said, I go to this man, rich man, 3 times, and every time he some or other give an excuse not to meet me. And I'm trying to give him your books and try to bring him to Krishna. Then Prabhupada stood right in front of him. He says, Krishna may have a different purpose. Krishna may want him to suffer a little more before he gets the mercy. You try your best, you should be happy. There's nothing wrong. But Krishna knows Krishna has a relationship with every soul. If that soul has to suffer for something he did horrible, nothing you can do right at this moment. So Giriraj Maharaj says, okay, there is no reason for disappointment in life. So same thing, Mother Jyoti, you try your best for every people that you have an affection for. But if someone you may find, I'm not saying it will happen, but in case if it happens, someone is rebellious against Krishna consciousness, you try your best, you should be happy. But Krishna has a relationship with that soul, but that soul may have to go through something, some suffering that Krishna knows that will be best for that soul. So I hope this way you can reconcile. Always be happy.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, I'll take your all the teachings to my heart. I'll try to serve. It's really a difficult time, but sometimes I feel that I'm really grateful and there is some mercy and there is blessings. I really grateful to this group who has given me a lot of strength in the difficult times. Though I'm very new in the bhakti, sometimes it's very difficult to digest that I couldn't do bhakti also. But constantly this group pushes towards the goal. I see that in everyone tries to help. That support is really great. I don't know how much I understand Krishna, but still I try. At the end of the day, I'm really grateful to all of you. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. You are already advancing. That the desire to try is the key to enter into spiritual domain. And yes, I agree with you. Bhakti Japa Sangha group is the best. They are wonderful devotees, all of the facilitator and the participator. They are wonderful Sadhu Sangha place. Thank you, Mother Jyoti. Thank you, Mother Shakti.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. So, with your permission, can we end the call?
Yes,
here,
yes,
Prabhuji?
Mother. Yes.
Thank you so much for the wonderful class and for your association and valuable time, Prabhuji, and for enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. We are very grateful to get your association, Prabhuji, and we will look forward to your association again and again in the future. Let's pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vanchakalpatarubhyacha kripa sindhubhyo evacha pattanam pavanebhyo namo namaha. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Pran Govind Prabhuji ki jai.
Prabhupada ki jai. Japa Sangha group ki
Nityananda.
Radhe
Radhe
Radhe.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you so much.
Gauranga.
Gauranga Nityananda.
Gauranga Nityananda. Hari Bol. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Closing the
Mataji.
call. Jai.
Jai.
Jai. Mataji and Deena Bandhu Prabhu. Hari Bol. Very nice to see you every day, Prabhuji. Hari Bol. Closing the call. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare
Hari Bol.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Tiffany Mataji. Very nice smile. Hari
Hare
Bol.
Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna,
Closing the call, dear
Mataji.
devotees. Nice to meet you every single day for